Buongiorno, I'm Charles Leclerc. I am a Ferrari driver and I'm here to tell you about the Ferrari's latest endeavour. Ferrari claims a very glorious past in the world of racing, including last year's F1 Esport Series Driver Championship. Today, Ferrari makes the commitment by starting the first Ferrari Hublot Esport Series. This series is like no other. This year we'll focus on Europe, looking for the most talented and skillful drivers from around the world, from professionals to amateur drivers. This is open for anyone above the age of 80. The winner will get the opportunity to join the Ferrari Driver Academy Hublot Esport team in Italy. Does this sound like you? Race with the best and prove you have what it takes to join this elite team.
Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us from all over the world. We are here at the Ferrari Museum in Maranello, Italy, to present you an exciting new project. My name is Laura Surace and I'm the Esports Communication Manager at Ferrari. Let me introduce our guests for this conference. Nicola Boari, Chief Brand Diversification Officer.
Buongiorno.
Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc.
Ciao.
And Valerio Piersanti, Esports Manager at Ferrari.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Before chatting with them, please enjoy this video.
Buongiorno, I'm Charles Leclerc. I am a Ferrari driver and I'm here to tell you about the Ferrari's latest endeavour. Ferrari claims a very glorious past in the world of racing, including last year's F1 Esport Series Driver Championship. Today, Ferrari makes the commitment by starting the first Ferrari Hublot Esport Series. This series is like no other. This year we'll focus on Europe, looking for the most talented and skillful drivers from around the world, from professionals to amateur drivers. This is open for anyone above the age of 80. The winner will get the opportunity to join the Ferrari Driver Academy Hublot Esport team in Italy. Does this sound like you? Race with the best and prove you have what it takes to join this elite team.
Let's start with Nicola Boari. Why is Ferrari now reiterating its interest for esports and which are the aims of this project?
Thank you, Laura. Ferrari has always seen discovering talented people and making their dreams come true as part of its mission. We also want that to happen in the esports world, which is developing extraordinarily fast. Racing is in our DNA and sim racing is the closest you will get to reality in esports. So we decided to create this series, which is the perfect combination of real and virtual driving. So thanks to the Ferrari Hublot Esport Series, we will be giving anyone over 18 years old that wants the chance to try opportunity to earn a place on the Ferrari sports team and compete against drivers from all over Europe.
Thanks, Nicola. Now we pass on our new esports ambassador, joining us from his home in Monaco, Charles Leclerc. Hi, Charles. How are you?
Hey, I'm very good, thank you.
You're a Ferrari driver discovering esports. Tell us about your experience.
Well, you know, obviously the last few months have been a bit weird. I've spent a lot more time at home than what I normally do. And so I discovered sim racing. As you can see, they are just behind me. And I've been training quite a lot on them, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was a great tool for me to do something as close as possible to the reality, being close at home. And the sim was the perfect solution. So I really enjoyed it, and I spent quite a lot of hours on the simulator.
Okay, Nicola, we talked about talents earlier. Last year, Ferrari Driver Academy spotted one particular guy, David Tonizza, and that choice really paid off. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, I think David is an excellent example of talent, the kind of driver that matches the excellence of being Ferrari with his qualities, which he revealed throughout the championship up to actually winning it. And as I said, there is a major expectation about talented drivers in this GT championship. It will start this autumn, and I hope there will be a very large number of drivers on the starting grid. We, on our side, are providing a stunning car the Ferrari 488 Challenge Evo, with a special livery that has been designed specifically for the drivers entered in the championship. So they can stand out, but at the same time they can also have fun.
So Nicola, being a tournament, there must be a special prize. Tell us a bit more.
Well, actually I would say more unique than special, Laura, as the winner of the championship will get the chance to join the Ferrari Hublot Esport team with David Tonizza, the reigning F1 Esport Series drivers champion, and with Enzo Bonito, a hugely experienced sim racer. That seems like a fantastic opportunity to me.
So we have a car with a unique livery for the new talents. Valerio, what about this car and just how exhilarating it will be for everyone to race the same model?
Well, it will be a very exciting tournament, Laura, because all the drivers will race in the same car and they will be dealing in hundredths of seconds. The 488 Challenge Evo car will be available exclusively to the drivers of this championship, and it will feature a new livery that will be also featuring our partners, Hublot, our title partner, and Trustmaster, our technical partner, and they will be supporting us throughout the tournament and this 2020 season.
Now back to you, Charles. How would you advise competitors to prepare for the races? Would you suggest to concentrate more on the setup or the driving precision?
Well, I think it's a fine balance to find, and this is actually very similar to reality. So yes, you need to focus on driving, but you need to be able to manage the setup too, and to fit the setup as much as possible to your driving style. Yeah, it's tricky. On my side, the way I approach the weekends is that I'm taking really step by step to try and learn as much as possible and to have very strong references for qualifying. But I'm pretty sure that all of the guys out there will be very talented and will be able to find their marks on their own.
All right, a big thanks to you all. Now let's send over the press asking questions in the private chat. Let's start with Carlos Gonzalez, AS Esports Spain. Question to Nicola. We've been hearing rumors about Ferrari taking a step forward in esports for a long time. Why now, and what has changed to take this step?
Thanks, Carlos. Well, I think it's not really now. I mean, last year we started our experience in the F1 Esport Championship, actually winning it, and I think it was just a natural step now to enter into our mono-brand Esport Championship, very similar to what we have in reality. So it's, as I said, a natural step, and it hopefully is going to be just the first one of a longer series.
Now going to Tobias Beck, the esports observer from the US, for Nicola. What is the target audience of Ferrari's new esports initiative?
Well, I think the audience is clearly a young audience. We are very happy to be able to be closer to this kind of audience and bringing a new platform where interaction is key and everybody can try to address it and actually be part of it.
A question from Emilio Fuccillo, Rai News 24 in Italy. AM and Pro will, a question to Valerio, AM and Pro will compete during the final phase of the championship. Is there the risk of having too many driving skills differences between them? Shall we know the Pro drivers' names?
Well, actually, the Pro drivers we will invite, the list will be soon available, probably before September. We'll actually find a lot of competition from the AM drivers, because out there are a lot of skilled drivers. We found out that we needed to actually discover through both categories which are the most talented ones. So we expect the competition to be really close, and why not? The AM drivers can be the one who actually win in the end. We don't see any problem in the actual competition between the two categories. It will be a very exciting final stage.
Another question from Spain. Marcos Anton from Marca Esports asked Nicola, any chance that we could see David Tonizza competing in a real Ferrari on the physical circuits?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and let me be clear on this. I think what Charles said also before, it needs very specific skills to emerge into the esports driving arena, and you need to focus, you need to practice, and you need to devote a lot of time to get to the level where David achieves. So I think it's fair to say that if you want to be a pro esport driver, if you want to win the championship, that's going to be your sport, that's going to be where you're going to focus. And we have plans for David Tonitha, but they imply to keep winning the esport championship. So I would say that it's fair to distinguish and keep separate the two careers.
A question from Jessica Cortellazzi, Motori Online, Italy, to Charles. Are professional racing drivers always good at playing racing simulations?
Oh no, no. They aren't all good. I mean, at the end, I think most of the real racing drivers will be better than someone that has no experience with racing in general on a simulator. But none of the real racers are close to the actual real sim racers. The sim racers are so quick; it's unbelievable. I've been racing against them in the last few months, and they have always been a lot quicker than I am, just because simulators is driven a bit differently. There are small differences that makes the difference on the simulator, where you can find time where you don't find in reality. So, but yeah, some real drivers also just don't practice so much on simulators. So it really depends. I personally really enjoyed it and really enjoy it still now. But yeah, it depends of us. But we are better than someone who has absolutely no experience on simulator, that's for sure.
Marco Ravetto, Rolling Stone, Italy, to Charles. You are well known as an esports gamer too, and since the lockdown, you're very famous also on Twitch. Can you tell us a curious episode of your video game career?
Well, I think the funniest one and probably the most popular one was the one with my girlfriend. So I was really focusing on my race that I was doing on the simulator. And so apparently my girlfriend was knocking at the door for like half an hour trying to get my attention for me to open the door. She called me too, but I didn't have my phone with me because I was focusing on practicing on the simulator. And at one point I saw a message on Twitch, because the fans can actually speak to to me via the chat section. And I saw something like, "Could you please open the door, please?" And my first reaction, and actually I said it on the video, you can find the video on internet, I was like, stop these fake accounts, please. And actually then like 2 seconds later, it connected, and then I basically understood that my girlfriend was stuck out of home. So I went to open the door, obviously, but it's okay. She was not too mad at me, so I'm happy.
That was really funny. So, question from Toby Duran, Real Sport UK. Question to Nicola: is the Ferrari Esports GT Championship going to be a multi-year endeavor to regularly uncover talent for the FDA?
This is our plan. The plan is to enroll into a strategic mission to find new drivers for the eSport F1 team, exactly as we do on the real team. So we hope that a lot of people will enroll, and we will be definitely watching closely to see if we can spot the next David Tonitha.
Emilio Cozzi from Forbes, Italy, to Nicola. Why will this tournament be open only to European people and adults only?
Well, the first part of the question is because it's our first step, and we wanted to keep it focused and start laying the stronger foundation now, and then we already have plan to open this up in the near future. Regarding the age, the choice was because we wanted to make sure that whoever is going to win the championship will fit right in our FDA Hublot team to compete in the future races.
Question from Maxime Ricovery, Millennium, France, to Valerio. How can a sim racing driver be evaluated? Flying lap performance or his/her attitude during the race?
Well, actually, just like in real life, Laura, both are important. Clearly, there are some drivers who perform better on the hot lap, and then it takes a little more to be also as competitive as needed to actually win the races. So, just like in real life, these are two sizes that must match to make a champion in sim racing, and it will be both of them will be crucial to actually get to the final stage of our championship, because it will be a mix of hot lap and knockout races to pass on to the next phases and finally be actually meeting the expectations to get to the FTA Hublot Esport team and be tested.
Paul Jeffrey from RaceDepartment UK asks Charles, do you foresee a time when we will see sim racing as a genuine route to becoming into a professional motorsport driver?
Excuse me, can you repeat the question?
Do you foresee a time when we will see sim racing as a genuine route to becoming a professional motorsport driver?
Yeah, well, I think obviously it's getting closer and closer, but as I was saying, there are still some differences, but I'm pretty sure with the way we are going forward with the technology, there's a little time before this happens, and I think it could be a great way in the future to make motorsport more reachable and more open to everybody. But yeah, maybe we need to be a bit more for this.
Thanks. Christian Bellinger from Esport Studio Germany to Valerio. Why did you choose Assetto Corsa as game, and what makes the game so special?
Well, Assetto Corsa is a platform which we are collaborating with since a long time. It's a very good racing game, and we always had a very close relationship. We are present in many different games though, and we expect to be including them in the future, because we want this to be as close to all of the drivers in the world as possible. So thanks to Kuno Simulazioni, we're doing this year, but there will be more coming in the next years also on other platforms.
Michael Teresi from Blog Moteur France to Charles. Is the 24 hours of Le Mans that you enjoyed and that take you to more seriously racing? Will you see more professional real drivers on esports like you in the future? So did you enjoy a lot this 24 hours of Le Mans, and it took you to take it more seriously, the esports?
Yes, it was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed it, and as I said, as soon as I finished the race, even though I would love to do it in reality too, but I'm pretty sure that you can see more and more. There are quite a lot of professional racers now driving in some virtual races. It's great to see that, and I think it will only be more and more drivers joining the virtual world in the future years, because it's only the beginning, I will say, in a way that I think there's still quite a lot of potential to do better in this world, and to see championships organized like Ferrari is doing, by example, I think is a great way to attract also real drivers.
Okay, John Noble from motorsport.com UK, question for Nicola and then Charles. The esports arena has accelerated a lot during lockdown. Is it now big enough to stand on its own alongside motor racing as its own independent sphere? And where do you see it developing over the next 5 years?
Well, I think if we look at what we are doing, I believe that there is an enormous space for Ferrari to grow its own championship. I already said that we are starting with Europe only this year, but we will definitely plan to enlarge the scope in the future. And I think another very important part that hopefully we'll be able to implement when COVID is gone is that we are in a unique position to match online tournament with live performances when we have our own live car races. So that's definitely going to be something that I believe for our championship in particular will be a unique experience to offer to all our sim racers.
Yeah, I completely agree with Nicola. There's not much more to add. As I said earlier, I think there's a huge potential in this world, and it's great to see all of this. Yeah, not much more to add.
Nicola Trivilino from drivingitalia.net, Italy, asked Charles, real drivers almost always have great difficulties in the virtual world, but in a short time you immediately went strong. What is the reason, in your opinion?
I don't know. I believe that when I've got something in mind, I'm just obsessed with it. And I had quite a lot of free time at home, so I was spending really a lot of time at the beginning of the lockdown trying to understand as much as possible how the cars need to be driven on a simulator, and try to understand all these little tips. But I was also helped in the best way possible, as I had the support of the FDA Hublot Esport team, so that was great. And yeah, but I think training was the key. So I've been really practicing a lot during this time.
One last question from Matteo Lorenzetti, La Gazzetta dello Sport, Italy, to Nicola. The winner of the competition will be considered a full member of the FDA Hublot team, esports team for 2021, and race alongside David and Enzo?
Yeah, I mean, he will be joining them. He will be here in Maranello, training with them in our training facility. And he will be the reserve driver. He will attend the events. And it's not just Formula One. You know, we've been competing in many other occasions during the year. And we expect the next year, starting from 21, to offer even more opportunities. So I think whoever is going to win is really, really going to have the occasion of his life and the experience of his life to join our FDA Hublot team.
So we say goodbye to our guests.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks again, everyone. Shortly you receive the press kit with all the relevant information. Registrations will be open from 7th of August. Remember to follow us on Ferrari Esport Series.gg website and social profiles on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. We hope you will enjoy the series. Goodbye from Maranello.